wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the man was saying yes to simple. Now we're stressed out. Used to play pretend, money. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. Used to play pretend, money. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah.
This is you, and this is your surprising hunch.
I'd take the over.
The kind.
I love cashews and I love the spiciness and the flavor of this.
Thank you, CVS.
First I didn't think that I was cutting up to bleed. Then I saw my secrets getting swallowed by the sea. Through a telescope, I saw a diamond glow. How you brought me home, I guess I'll never know. With God as my witness, never had it so good. Jumping into love, fires into dry wood. Started up as nothing, now it's gold, and it's all on you. With God as my witness, never had it so good. Jumping into love, fires into dry wood. Started up as nothing, now it's gold, and it's all on you. Empty dark road driving up the hill, looking at the girl hand barely on the wheel. Got nowhere to go, but we can take it slow. How you brought me home, I guess I'll never know. God is my witness, never had it so good. Jumping into love, fires at the dry wood. Started off as nothing, now it's gold, and it's all on you. It's all on you.
Applegate oven roasted turkey. Nice.
Whoa, are you a model?
I am a model of responsible farming practices at Applegate. Our meats are Applegate humanely raised with no antibiotics ever.
And eating Applegate makes me a model citizen.
Applegate. It just comes naturally.
1, 2, 3, woo! Just like me. Yeah, you better know where you're going. Yeah, you better know where you're going.
Fucked and drank all night, acted all alright. Had no need to fight tonight. Fucked and drank all night, acted all alright. Had no need to fight tonight. Cast me far away, play these little games, acting all okay today. Cast me far away, play these little games, acting all okay today.
I wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had a better voice that sang some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang. I was told when I get older all my fears would shrink, but now I'm insecure and I care what people think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. able to identify where it's coming from. I'd make a candle out of it if I ever found it. Try to sell it, never sell out of it. I probably only sell one. Maybe to my brother, cause we have the same nose, same clothes, homegrown, a stone's throw from a creek we used to roam. But it would remind us of when nothing really mattered. Out of student loans and treehouse homes, we all would take the ladder. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now it's just us. Turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now it's just us. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now it's just us.
Used to play pretend, used to play pretend, money. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. Used to play pretend, used to play pretend, money. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah.
What is going on, everyone? How we doing? We are back with the MXL World Championship AM class. See a bunch of familiar faces down here in the chat tonight. Definitely looking forward to a great racing here on Rancho Cordova. In the booth with me, I do got the man, the myth, the legend, Seawalk. How we doing, brother?
Yo, what's going on, Ed?
Nice to have you in the booth. Definitely a good perspective to have a pro rider up here, kind of shed some light on how this track actually develops and kind of a good insight on some of the racing here. Additionally, we also do have another kind of co-host here with us. We do have Seymour. Seymour, how we doing? And I know obviously the big topic recently has been these new OEM bikes. I know we've, as the Normsco team, have definitely been testing things out. Seawalk, what are some thoughts on this track, these new OEMs? What are we looking for tonight?
So honestly, I didn't have much to complain about with this track. I thought they rode pretty good here. I think the OEMs probably handle better when you're in ruts, especially when you approach them the right way compared to the flat parts of this track. You know, the flat parts, obviously, you're going to need some throttle control. But other than that, I have nothing to complain about. I like the realistic feel they bring back to MX bikes. I've been waiting on it.
Yeah, most definitely. It definitely makes you think kind of more about kind of line choices, being on the throttle as hard, especially on these 250s. That is, it's a big deal. You can't just stay wide open everywhere. And then
I think something about it that just makes the racing better too. There's an aspect to the way the power delivery is that is maybe making guys ride a little smarter, and it's seemingly made a couple of the races I've been in just a whole lot smoother.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I was actually going to ask you there. What were your kind of comments on how you think this was going to affect the racing? And I mean, you already answered that there.
Yeah, jumped the gun a little bit there. I had the script maybe. I don't know.
Awesome. Well, let's take a look here. I'm just gonna jump over to our MXL friends. Obviously, can't thank those guys enough for giving us the opportunity to be here. But do want to shout out a few guys and a few things going on over there. Obviously, with some of the new series, new OEMs, the MXL team has decided to kind of jump ship or get their feet wet with some of the MX Bikes community. They are an MX versus ATV group, but they're kind of coming out swinging here. As I'm just kind of looking over, it does look like we do have some prize pools for the amateur class here. These are looking at season jackpots, so overall winners. First place is going to be $60, second place is going to be $30, and third's going to be $20. Additional to that, for this round one, we do have custom graphics, custom gear set, and new OEM setups being given away to the top podium riders. Also, that's going to follow up with whole shot winners as well. So I'm definitely excited to see how this racing goes now that we actually do have some some prize money and some prizes actually up for grabs. I know those guys over with the TPR team make some awesome graphics. So definitely going to want to be up on the top box for that. Let's jump over here, take a look at our rider list. And kind of just, I was just about to ask, is there anybody in here that you guys recognized, people to watch out for? I do know we have a few riders from the Normsco team going to be in here. I know Red, he's a strong contender in here. Beverage with the ABC Customs. Who else do you guys see kind of through here that you're keeping an eye on?
Yeah, so I think you said it. I'm Beverage. Obviously, I got to root for the Normsco guys. Red, is Red the only Normsco guy in here?
I believe so.
Definitely rooting for Red, but I think Ocean, CDS at the bottom. I think he's one to watch as well. And then, yeah, I'd say Ocean, Beverage, and Red. I'm going to call that being kind of my top three there.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds good. And any predictions for this whole shot tonight?
Man, I have no clue. We'll give it to one of the Yamaha guys.
Okay. Ooh, Red, huh? Solid choice. Just kind of running down the list here. Once again, if you do want to get your kits into the races, definitely make sure that you put those into the Discord. That way we can see them live on stream. But as we are kind of getting bikes warmed up, revving up here. Most definitely. And here we go. 30-second board is up. It is going down. And revs are up. Gates down. Who is going to take the whole shot for our first moto here with the MXL AM class? Does look like we may have a Husqvarna rider that's going to pull the whole shot. Looks like we're going to have Childers out front. Mag's going to be following up as he makes a mistake. Couldn't agree more as we have the riders coming back down the hill. Most definitely. Yeah, it's a good combination. We're not just one meta bike anymore, and I really think that makes the racing a little more exciting. Each bike's going to have their different kind of advantages and disadvantages. So we see a lot of riders taking this outside line here. A little more consistent, but a little slower. So we do have Red out here. Ooh, and Mags in second place goes down, takes Leaky with him. Red's also going to get collected into that pileup. Unfortunate luck for those riders there. Zoom Magoon is still out front, about a half a second lead. He's going to actually take the green flag on lap 1 here. Or no, yeah. Say a couple names that we were looking for: Ocean, Red, Beverage, kind of buried back. They do have about 20 minutes to make up some ground, so we'll have to see if those guys can put a charge on. Yeah, I definitely know racing the B class with him on Monday. He is no slouch on this track. Oh yeah, where is Jalen? I haven't even seen his name up here. There's Beverage there. Looks like I don't have his helmet. Oh, he goes down again. Trying to get up. Just kind of running through the back riders here. Bear got all his gear. He looks clean. Some riders in the back here still getting hung up on each other. We're going to try and jump back up here towards the front. Zoom Magoon still battling it out here with King. King trying to make it happen. Mags running in that third position. Again, on that green machine, Leaky had a couple mistakes early on trying to catch back up. Red just sharking behind him, sitting in that fifth position. We have Rico, who is actually the owner of this series, going to be running in sixth. I saw him joking the other day that anybody that qualified better than him didn't qualify. He is ripping. Ooh, Red. Makes another mistake. We saw him go down here earlier in the moto. Oh. Say Zoom Magoon and King battling it out. King out here with the Arrow team. I do believe King is also creating a custom gear set for the podium, so he may be putting his own name on his jersey. Oh, and Zumagoon blows off the track. King's going to get around him on the inside. King's been kind of setting that pass up here for quite a while. King's going to try and run away with this lead here, but Zumagoon seems to be not letting that happen. Now, and a couple things as we're getting into racing here, what does E-Road look like on this track? Is it making the track better or worse?
I would say in spots like they just went through like that kind of flat sweeper, I think it makes it a lot better because you actually have something to hold on to. But these turns like this right hand going into the curves get so chewed out that the E-Road definitely gets really challenging. I think as the moto goes on, you see you can't use some of those berms for 40 minutes.
Fair enough, fair enough. So we're definitely going to see some different line choices as we get into end of the first moto and into Moto 2. And as we jump back up here to the battle out front, Zoom Magoon is going to actually get back around King. King, again, still sharking him. Looks like they both run about the same pace on this track. Mag's about 6.5 seconds back with that no-break team. We got Thunder back in 4th place, Holmberg in 5th. As Zumagoon makes a mistake, it's actually going to allow King to get around. This is King's chance to try and break that little bit of a gap. And as we see kind of in the background, we do have Mags charging up for that number 2 position. Looks like these front 3 riders are starting to put a decent gap on the rest of the field. Kind of just scrolling down through some of the names that we had mentioned earlier. Ocean's still sitting back in that 7th position. Expected a little more out of him there. T. Diddy still running that 9th place. Sleepy looks like our only rider here that's going to be on the old TM there. Don't see those very often. Just scrolling through. Say it looks like a couple of our picks. Jalen. Oh, Jalen's going to get tangled up. Able to stay up there. Sui on that FHR team. Going to get pushed out of the way by K. Childers there with the TPR. And, oh, Jalen goes down hard.
That's a section to watch out for, is that he really develops in between those 2 singles going into that turn. He will develop a really bad hole that you can bounce out of. Do exactly what he just did.
Well, I mean, I guess that shows the caliber of riders that we have out here tonight. I mean, just seeing Beverage, Jalen, Red kind of this far back, like you said, Stowe here, all the way back outside of the top 10.
I think MXL is doing a great job putting these series on. And they clearly have great turnouts. And when you bring prizes into the game and, you know, stream series tend to be pretty good.
Agreed. I think that prize pool definitely draws a good crowd. Just kind of taking a look over at our chat here, looking at a few people commenting in here. King seems to be the fan favorite that we can see. They're also saying they can't really hear you, Seawalk.
Might have to turn me up on Discord, maybe.
All right, I just turned you up there. We'll see if that changes anything.
All
Back to
right.
that conversation about the caliber of riders we have here tonight. I was right about Stowe there. He was a 1 point back from a championship contender. I don't know how I've said that. He lost the championship in CCRL by 1 point. So we're looking at somebody here who was 1 point off of winning an amateur championship already, and he's in P20. So these riders out here, they know what they're doing.
I do recognize a lot of these names that were just outside that pro race on Monday night, same MXL series. Yeah, I mean, these guys are flying. As we're just seeing down here in the bottom left, 152 out of King during the moto. That's moving for an AM class. And just kind of scrolling through, King has started to break out about an 8-second lead over Mags. Mags has moved up into that 2nd position as he was stalking Zoom Magoon, who's actually fallen back to 3rd and now has Strider visuals on TT. He's got him all over him there. Ocean's starting to move his way up into that 5th position. James Bondage in that 6th position. Thunder on that Yamaha. Not many of those out here tonight. Ooh, as he just dodges Leaky going down hard there. Does look like we're going to have some cuts to be watching for tonight, because on track, Holmberg is right behind Ocean as he goes down.
Came in a little too hot.
but he's showing in the listings that he's in 9th.
In there in 5th. We're going to want to keep an eye on that. There's only a 9-second gap between him and 2nd place, so things could really get interesting here late in the moto.
Say, there you can see at the bottom of the screen, kind of seeing that 4th and 5th, or the 4th and 3rd place riders there. Ocean, though, still bringing along a decent-sized group. People not really spreading out too far in this race. Jump back out here to our leader. Still riding pretty flawless. King just kind of staying patient and watching as the two front leaders were kind of battling it out, went down. King's just going to slide into that first position and kind of run away with it here.
He's just cruising right now. I mean, guys, as I say that, I almost had commentators curse, but dude's just not falling, riding consistent, and 20-minute motos on rough tracks like this. I think that's mainly what it takes. Obviously, his pace is great at 152, but him just staying up, that'll go a far way.
Saying just
jumping
over
note as well, Seawalk's teammate Red is all the way up to 12th place now, and the timing between him and the boys in front of him is pretty tight as well. You could see a really late moto charge here for good finishing position.
I know Red's definitely a very consistent rider. He may not be the fastest on track, but he is always putting down very consistent laps. As we just kind of jump over and take a look at his lap times here. 152.8, almost as fast as our leader is, and he just ran moving. That.
A mistake there by Leaky moves him up to 9th. So things are going to be interesting here at the late parts of this moto. The top 10 could be moving.
And as we know, this is a 2-moto format, so it's going to be the highest points technically is going to win the overall. So if Red can keep his name up there and hope for some interesting second moto battles, Red could be looking at possibly a podium as he gets around Thunder. That's another rider that he's going to pick up another position.
You mentioned his patience and his consistency. That's always a great feature late in these motos too, as we see there 2 guys just make silly little mistakes in the E-road, and it gives somebody a position. So you see the advantages of that riding style.
Just kind of taking a look back. Rico, once again, the owner and the manager of this series, running back in that 11th position on that KTM. Obviously, still knows how to ride a dirt bike, along with actually managing a team. Great to see him out here racing and also battling for that $60 prize pool at the end of the year. His Ocean taking
making his way up.
Say it looks like Holmberg got around him, but Ocean's gotten around James now.
I think Holmberg just has a lot of cuts right now. He's just kind of cruising up front with those guys.
Oh, did I lose you
there? I could
be
wrong, but my memories tell me this is one of those tracks too, where one knobby off the side of the track in one corner is it's an effect.
Oh, I apologize. I just lost my computer audio. Let me see if I can get that back.
It looks like they turned the E-Road down in comparison to 250 Pro a couple days ago.
All right, I'm back. I just had my audio just completely cut out there. I'm actually going to lose my bike audio, but I think the stream should still be able to hear it.
Yeah, I lost it, but we'll work with it. If I was Ocean, I would just settle kind of right behind Oldenburg, considering all of his cuts. Just kind of wait for that mistake, get by him. It's not worth crashing over someone who's not necessarily competing for your position.
After the charge he's put in, where he's at now is a very fair place to finish off this moto going into the second moto.
Yeah, I
Times
agree.
like
But
this, you never know what could happen. So fourth place, fifth place in Moto 1 is a great place to be, especially at the beginning rounds of the series.
and he's really only about 5 seconds back from second. So if he makes up a little bit of time, he'll be sitting in a good spot for Moto 2.
And kind of taking a look at timing and scoring too. I mean, he's really only 5 seconds off second place. I mean, we still have about 2.5 minutes with 2 laps to go.
Yeah, he's definitely got some good time to make up some time.
Let's take a look. Let's see what kind of lap times he's running. He's running a 151.4.
Yeah, that's grooving.
Believe he may be the fastest on track.
Okay, let's compare that to the leaders because he's been about 18 seconds behind the leader for the last 4 or 5 minutes. So there's not a whole lot of gapping going on out there anymore.
Yeah, it looks like King's still running a 152. Very respectable lap time there. Kind of just managing that lead. Strider on a charge, though, it looks like. He's now moved himself past Mags. Yeah, 151. That is moving. Mag's going to be with a 152, and actually was his last lap there, was his fastest.
Yeah, some of these
That's
dudes are
impressive.
falling. Yeah, it really is.
Starting to pull up onto the rear fender of some of these guys. Holmberg, again, with definitely some cuts, but he is trying to make up that difference. James has moved back into that 5th position. Holmberg, as we can see on track, is sitting about 4th place, but with cuts and into about 6th. As Mags goes a little wide, it's going to allow Holmberg by. Is Ocean going to be able to get this? He's going to have to dive to the inside of that SpongeBob. Zoom Magoon
and Ocean to run their personal best laps late in the motos. There's no denying that the boys are liking the way the track is developed.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
And I'm also impressed that King running a 52.2, just cruising out front. I mean, that's a pretty good speed to just carry when you have nothing to worry about. Last lap 53.4, so he's slowing down a little bit, but dude's just cruising. You got to give it to him.
It does look like everybody's kind of slowing down, except the man on a mission is going to be Ocean. Looks like he is going to have Mags on cuts as well. So as Ocean sits, he's moved himself into that podium position.
Ocean is fast, dude, and he's very fast at Supercross. So definitely surprising to see him here, but
Oh.
What a save.
Somehow he keeps that bike upright. Also, just kind of taking a look back, Zoom Magoon, who was our early race leader, is actually going to end up falling back to that 7th position with Thunder right on him in 8th. Unfortunate ride for him. Had the sprint speed early on, but just hasn't had the fitness to hold on for the whole moto. Red moved up into that 9th position. Looks like he's got a decent gap to the next guys in front of him, but he's still on a charge. Last lap with a 153.2. Beveridge moved himself up into that 12th position, and Jalen still sitting back into that 19th spot. I did want to take a look at Bear here, as this kit looks pretty sweet. We'll have to see if we can get a shot of that before the gate drops, because that bike and gear set does look pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's definitely a lit kit here, folks.
Bear with that DCH team. They're hooking him up well over there as he blows off the track. Maybe suspension's next on the list.
That doesn't look bad. Just framed that triple.
Take a look back up at our race leader, King, and that Arrow-backed Kawasaki.
Cruising.
He's just running consistent 153s. Clearly, it's fast enough. Strider still trying to put a charge down, but it looks like that last lap was not on par.
An Ocean.
I say he's got Ocean charging up on him, still running. Looks like they all had a bad lap that last one, but still charging, still closing up on him. Could we see a last lap kind of battle out here for that second position? Does look like Holmberg was able to space himself out enough that his cuts have moved him up to fourth now. Fortunately, Mags, who was running that 2-3 spot, is fallen back to fifth. James going to be in that number 6 spot. Red into that 7th. Thunder into 8th. Zoom Magoon falling all the way back to 9th now. Unfortunate end of the race here for him. Rounding out that top 10 is going to be Worm on the MXL team as well. These guys definitely know what's going on, but it looks like Arrow's definitely got it a little more figured out than the rest of the field.
Great, good ride for Red to come back from, what was he sitting in, somewhere in the 20s. And now he's sitting 7th. He's definitely been riding pretty good. Every time you pan to him, he's just kind of cruising. I mean, last lap 151.45. So dude's on a mission. Ooh.
Looks like a rough lap on that one.
yeah, rough on this
Never mind.
Yeah.
It actually looks like Zoom Magoon's going to have him on cuts there. It's going to be another one to watch as we get down to the end of this moto. And speaking of that, we actually are on our last lap. Didn't even notice that. So let's jump on board with our race leader, King. Still holding that 17.5 second lead. I mean, talk about managing a race well. He had the patience, rode behind Zoom Magoon for who knows how many laps, 4 or 5 laps. Finally, a mistake came, and he has just ran away with this moto.
Yeah, I mean, that was flawless. The way he should kind of just was patient on Zoom. Zoom made his mistake, and he went right around, and that was game ever since.
That was a textbook way to go through a moto there. Like you said, he just waited on the mistakes. The guy got pumped up. He put himself in the lead and probably didn't really feel any different about his riding. It just happened to be where he happened to be, and that was the lead. So that's how you do it.
And as we can see, this last lap, he may have kicked the Jets on even a little more just to prove a point, moving up to a 21.5 second lead. He put about, 4 seconds? He's going to backflip the finish line. Going to be our Moto 1 winner in this 250 AMs class.
He backflips to his dome and then he gets hit by a lapper. Hopefully makes it to the gate.
Get him
I'd
checked
say
out.
Ocean fell. Ocean had a
yeah.
had a tip over on the last lap.
Strider
gets
Visuals.
Holmberg on cuts.
Strider Visuals on that MXL team. Holmberg moved his way all the way up into that number 3 spot. I know he did have some cuts, but was able to make the difference. He was absolutely flying out there. Mags with the No Break Racing team following up in that 4th position. Ocean, unfortunately, going to fall back to that 5th spot as we thought he was going to be battling for that number 2. James in that 6th position. Red into 7th. Zoom Magoon in 8th. Thunder in 9th. Worm with that MXL team as well. Rico, the race host, going to be in 11th. That's going to be our top 10 to 11 riders there. Just kind of looking back through, Bev's going to be in about 16th. Not the ride that Bev wanted here, but still, we always have a second moto. He can come out and prove himself. We do have quite a few rounds that he has the chance to kind of make a difference on these points.
Second moto is definitely going to be interesting. I see some names here. I mean, obviously we're going to watch King. I'm sure he's going to be off to another great start, but Ocean battled from 12th back to 5th. Red came from 20th or so to 7th. Zoom was an early leader. I'm sure he just got pumped up. I'm sure he'll have another great first couple of laps. And Stowe from 25th to 12th. That's a heck of a ride. There's a lot going on out there.
Most definitely. And as we are just kind of sitting here waiting as we're getting bikes cleaned up, going to be refueling, just kind of taking a look over at chat. Looks like Ocean saying that was fun. I definitely agreed. Yeah, unfortunate crash at the end there. That's going to move you out of that podium position. MXB Toxics and King Perfect Moto, no crashes. Yeah, it doesn't get better than that. If you can ride a flawless race, it makes it pretty easy on yourself.
bold move to have a name like King, but when you can put together a moto like that, some would say it's deserved.
Red said, "Oh brother, I was coming."
You were, Red. You were ripping, man. Put down a 51, I think, 2 laps to go. Ocean, man, you had that second and couldn't hold on to her last lap, huh? Nah, but great race. And these bikes, like I said, I think everyone's really, really having fun with racing. I think because they're a little less stable, that people kind of think about passing a little better instead of just running into the side or into the back of somebody. I feel like we're kind of moving towards a more realistic way of racing.
And I'm just seeing if I have some time to reset here real quick. About 3 to 4 minute break.
I would agree, Ocean.
Be cutting it close.
Just send him a message right there that you gotta reset for game zone.
Jesus, I can't spell. There we go. Holy. Oh, yeah, he just messaged me on Discord. Okay, cool.
Trying to sound out audio.
Oh, yeah.
All right, while you reset, I'm gonna go grab a beverage, not the racer beverage, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, actually, let's kick it over to the intermission real quick. You can watch some of our edits that we have in a rotation here, and we'll be getting right back with you.
King won. Elite. In dominant fashion.
I heard there's a guy out here today we need to check out. You talking about the goon with the duct tape on his bike? Yeah. Let's see if he rides as bad as he looks. Alright, let's see what this dude's got. Oh, shit. Yo, homie just tossed that shit. Who is this dude? Yo, is that Gator Man? It is, bro. He's back.
think about that guy? Should we sign him?
I don't know, dude rips, but his kid is trash. Yo, come here, bro.
Yo, what's up, boys?
You don't got a team or what?
Nah, not right now, man. Duct tape's all I got.
Roll in the shop. We're gonna get you right.
Are you working? What kind of work do you do? What is it you want to do when you grow up?
Hey, yo, I'm gonna be on top. That's all my eyes can see. Victory is mine. Yeah, surprisingly, I've been waiting for your next mistake. I put in work and watch my status escalate. Now I'ma start collecting props, connecting plots, networking like a conference. Cause the nonsense is yet to stop. Jake, shake me down. Haters wanna take me down, break me down, clap. All they heard was a sound. Yo, I scoped it out. I took your weak dream and choked it out. Your bitch don't really got no ass. She just poked it out on the D-Lo. I'm saying you versus me, yo. We can do this shit right here in front of your people. See, time is money, kid, and BS walks. And to me, it's funny, kid, when you meet heads talk. I see feds talk. They wanna dig up the dirt, son. Is it me they hawk? Cause I be putting in work, son. Gonna be on tit up. That's all my eyes can see. Victory is mine. Yeah, surprisingly, I've been waiting for your next mistake. I put in work and watch my status escalate. Your cornballs get stonewalled, blackballed. I own y'all, the veteran, running my plan. I'm the better man, crazy raw, doing my job like the mob, blazing y'all and disappearing in the fog or a mist. And chicks can't resist what I kick. They be begging for attention on some more of the deals, man. Word up, baby. Someone may have to get hurt up, baby. Shit is mad shady, but I got to get the gravy. Platinum respect like the force of attack. Keep you hitting the deck, feeling heat in your chest. Banging your thoughts with the hot onslaught. I kick a shot on the spot for going where he should not. Viciously, I make history instantly. Those other lame ass loser ass niggas, they can't fuck with me. I'm doing my thing now. To lamp later on. Paid the shit.
Water and a
Yo,
couple
Ed, I wanted to say real quick. Think about taking your
No matter which way you go, no matter which way you stay, you're out of my mind, out of my mind, out of my mind, out of my mind.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. As we're getting ready to line up, Moto 2 riders are getting on the gate. Just kind of taking a look down the line here. Zoom Goon on that very inside gate. Definitely excited for this Moto 2 with that E-Road starting to kick in. Ooh, that's a pretty clean kit right there.
I like it.
Dirt Lab bike. Got red there. Got those Neapolitan gloves.
The Norm's Code kit looking good as always.
Is that what they are?
Yeah. I believe that, yeah, this is bare. That's clean.
That's a really good looking kit there.
The Arai helmet, too. All
Didn't
right.
even notice the Barbosa boots.
As revs are up, Moto 2 is getting ready to go underway. Gate is down. Who's actually going to pull the whole shot for this moto? Is Carnage usually into this turn one as we start to see people go flying.
It's slightly cleaner than the first moto, but man.
Does look like
never mind.
Does look like Worm is going to get that early lead. But it does look like Colton going to be out to that early lead. T. Diddy, Suey, and
As of now, Strider, Thunder, Beverage sitting in the best spots.
Beverage can work with sixth. I definitely think better start for Beverage than last moto. Jalen up there a little bit.
Go up front early. Let's see what he can do without any carnage.
Where is Red?
Bev.
Oh, man.
Bev went down.
To see that. We hate to see that.
Yeah, where is Red? There's Red.
Zoom Goon middle pack. Red's there.
Red's buried in 20th. Luckily, beginning of these. Yeah. Yeah.
Where's
Big
our last
Arrow.
moto leader? Dead last. Oh my goodness.
The last rider coming up into this top U-shaped turn. Gonna be dead last. There's a few big names back here. Obviously, Arrow's back here. So we take a look up through. Mags is back here. No, we saw Red. Ocean was back here as well. Holmberg getting collected again. It's going to be a big shakeup in the overalls if they can't get up and running here.
I was about to say that. The points are going to be a little bit switched up here. It seems like the lobby did a little bit of a flip-flop.
It sure did. There's a couple of riders in the middle pack there that are in a really good spot. They probably don't feel like it, but they don't know what's ahead of them.
Right.
We got the drone camera chasing them.
Yeah, we need to give Special his credit for this drone work all night. I know your fingers probably hurt, but well done.
Trying to be smooth on it.
Chrome Star Racing. I gotta say, that's a name I haven't seen before. Thunder, Colton, Sleepy.
Colton, Sleepy, and Worm battling it out there. Sleepy actually on that TM.
The KTM seems to have it.
Thunder with a mistake. Oh.
Same with Colton there.
Let's see here. Stowe or Stu or Stuff running P6. I think he's going to run a very patient moto. He's my guy to keep an eye on this moto.
I'm going to go with Bev. I know Bev's in 11th, but he's got a lot of time to make up, and I think Bev has the speed when he locks in to do it. But look at this battle.
I'm 4 wide coming down the hill.
Say anything to these guys would be on their pit board, it would be of a one great tire once told me. Smooth, patient, consistent, gentlemen. You got this.
Look at this pack we have here. Is Bev's going to get around Rico? Bev trying to charge up that inside, trying to make the double-double work. Rico, gets through the rollers clean. Going to collect Sue in there as well.
So far, great racing. Everyone's riding clean, keeping a little bit of distance. It's
Strider
definitely
and
enjoyable to watch.
Get collected over that table.
Where is King, our first moto winner?
King's all the way back in 23rd. Kind of sit up here at the top and wait for him to come over. Diggs, Bear, Strider's going to get collected. Rico, Waffles, Holmberg, Ocean.
Wow, Ocean. Just a complete flip-flop this moto, as you boys said.
There's Red.
Ooh, Red got buried.
Here comes our race.
Oh, what is he doing?
Oh!
That's live on stream, sir.
That's good. All right. All right.
Alrighty then.
Taking the alternative line.
Looks like Holmberg, Strider. A lot of big names still buried back here. Ocean, Zoom Magoon.
In Chubb's comment, King's desk. I mean, I'd love to say I didn't see it, but I mean, you know.
I felt like the Homer Simpson going into the bush. I'm like, oh no.
I think we all just got quiet and side-eyed each other.
Well, what do we do?
Let's take a look out here out front. T. Diddy, Chrome Star Racing on that gas. I think he might be our only gas. Or we may have one other rider.
You're right.
With Thunder.
Him and Thunder are the only two on their respected bikes. T. Diddy on the gas, Thunder on the Yamaha. I believe they're the only two on those motorcycles.
So, Toxic saying in the chat that King actually was not cutting. He had to go back to the finish line because his lap didn't count.
Oh wow.
So he might have some some time to make up here in this Moto 2.
Well, mistake by us. He might be an ultra honest man and might be in for a moto here.
T Diddy still charging hard, about 3 seconds over Thunder. Thunder still being stalked. And actually, a rider that you called out earlier, Stoff here on that TSC team, running in that number 3 position, trying to keep Sleepy behind him. Same with Worm. Strider and Bev. Bev moving his way up. Looks like Bev might have some cuts, if I'm looking at this correctly. Yeah, there's Jalen.
This group here we're watching, these guys all just need to keep it together, ride clean, ride respective, and they'll be happy with their day. They're all in a very super similar position to where they were in the first moto. Not a lot of other guys out here can say that. They can just finish strong. They'll be pretty happy.
It is round 1, you know, as long as you can, depend on what some of these guys are shooting for, just getting around that top 10. Oh, and Bev goes
And
down.
as we say that, I see Mags is retired. That's unfortunate.
Mags was, what, 4th in Moto 1?
Yeah, it was a great start to the season to toss it away here in the second moto. That's sad to see.
Looks like Strider does get tangled up over the AB custom step up. Bev trying to get through the rollers, somehow saves that. Jalen, K. Childers, and Diggs. Sue, Rico, Oceans made his way up a little bit here, up into that number 12 spot as he's going to get around again. Once again, our race host Rico.
We still have 11 and a half minutes to go, too. He's got some time to make up.
That outside still working for everyone. I know Monday night that outside was pretty destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly wasn't taking it second moto. That middle line was working, but I do think they turned the E road down. It looks like for this moto as well.
So it does not look nearly as bad.
Looks good.
As we get Red into the picture here. Red up into 16th, it looks like.
A huge back ahead of him.
Holmberg, strong contender up here, made his way up into that 4th position in Moto 1, looking to try and redeem himself.
I think you have a battle up front
let's,
as well.
Let's jump over to our broadcast. Or not. Cool. All right.
Alrighty then.
Look at that.
Oh, battle for the lead while we were going.
Holy. We got a bunch of riders up here. Thunder, T. Diddy, and looks like
Colton is a lapper.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
we did see
okay.
Colton out front early on.
Must have not counted his lap.
Getting a lap down too, man. That is just. I really hate to see that for a guy who rode so well in the first moto and retired. Honestly, I respect it.
I mean, we're 11 minutes in, and first through 6 is only 12 seconds.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're calling out there. Mags and King both retiring out of this race. Unfortunate events for them, but like we said, this is a 2-moto format. The overall could go to anybody. Anything can happen. King being 20 seconds out front just comes to show that you miss one timing gate or have one bike malfunction, and you're sitting back in the pits while the race is still going.
And it's such a mix-up. I don't have the results in front of me, but just going off memory, I feel like Strider might be up for an overall here.
That is
You might be
very
right.
possible, yeah. I think Ocean...
Thunder might get him off a stretch if he remains here in P1, but just going off pure memory, it's between Strider and Sleepy. for a really consistent moto finish.
Let me see if I can grab Moto 1 results here real quick. Kind of take a look. I don't know if they're up yet or not.
I tried looking before we dropped the gate, and they weren't.
Yeah, it does not look like they're there.
That's the thing about these AM series. You can be a champion and not win a single moto.
Just taking a look at the chat, Joe saying racing has been solid tonight. Couldn't agree more. The Sam's class has definitely put on a show for us. Chubbs is going to call out Colton, said that that's his buddy IRL. Not going to lie, he probably cut.
Well, Colton, your friends are after you, but you got to respect the honesty.
Looks like Thunder's starting to pull away just a little bit, getting about a 2-second lead just over T. Diddy, who was up front on that gas. Worm still not letting him go, though. Only about 4 seconds off T. Diddy. Stoff with that TSC team was riding in that number 3 spot. Looks like to falling back to 4th. And it does look like Strider's going to be trying to make that move and put him back into that number 5 spot. Ocean still inside the top 10, but hasn't seemed to get much more than that. Jalen starting to move his way up into that 9th. Diggs with the All-South team. We do have another Yamaha rider in here. It looks like we got 2.
Diggs and Thunder, yeah.
Seeing Rico sitting back in 13th. Holmberg still in 14th. Kind of figured we'd see a much bigger charge from him, but we do still have about 6.5 minutes left in this moto.
And Red dropped back to 17th. I know he was on a charge the middle of the moto, about the 10-minute mark.
And he's actually back there with Zoom Magoon, our early race 1 leader. It just shows some of these riders, if it's a smooth track, they're flying. As we see Zoom Magoon go right over the bars. Looks like MXB Toxic saying he found out what happened to King. I'm guessing that he did miss a timing gate. These riders start to space back out just a little bit here. T. Diddy. Oh, it looks like T. Diddy and Worm battling it out for that number 2 spot. As they are getting into some lap traffic. We'll see if that does cause any issues.
I think Strider's in number... Oh, no, never mind. That's Straps.
Strider's back here on that MXL team. Stauff with the TSC.
T. Diddy and Worm have been close for so long now.
Well, T. Diddy actually was our whole shot winner. Still keeping up on the front 3. I mean, it really does come down to if you can get a good start, that makes a big difference. If you can dodge some of that chaos in the first 1, 2, 3 laps, it definitely sets you up for a lot better success.
100%. And a lot of times, coming through the pack, it's not even your own mistakes you have to deal with, but other people. And some of those things are just unavoidable.
Does look like MXB Toxic saying that just got very unlucky, got punted pretty much by everyone he got near. And he is calling Jesus Christ out.
Diddy and Worm are going at it right now.
What up, Maddie? Welcome. Got some pretty intense racing going on. Thunder running away with this just a little bit, about 4.5 seconds out front. T. Diddy, Worm, like you said, battling this 2nd and 3rd positions. Strider sharking in the back there in 4th, just waiting for one of these guys to make a mistake. Stauff still running in that number 5 spot. Sleepy, his teammate with the TSC team. Beverage up into 7th, just in front of Ocean. Take a look at that. Looks like Bev goes down. I gotta stop clicking on him.
4th gear wide open.
Goes down again. All right. We'll let Bev do his thing over there. Ocean, once again, expected a little more out of him this moto. Looks like he got tangled up early on, having to make another charge back up to the front.
These are long motos. You could have just gassed out with all the chaos of Moto 1. I've been there.
Looks like Sleepy and Diggs. Oh, Sleepy must have fallen off here. Must have had a big mistake. He was up here with his teammate Stauff. Actually allowing Ocean to get by him. Ocean setting his sights on Stauff. I do believe Ocean took 5th in the first moto. And now trying to drive up to get another top 5 here.
I think as it's sitting now, Ocean would go 6-5, and he'd be somewhere in that top 3. But I don't think that would get him the win. He's got to make up some more positions.
No,
I'm not sure what Strider got first moto either.
I think Strider was 5th or 6th. But I think Thunder was only 7th or 8th, so that's what I mean. A 1 on the board is huge.
Going to be interesting.
I was gonna say this overall is definitely gonna be an interesting mix-up with some of our top riders in that Moto 1 still sitting either outside the top 10 or completely out of the race, as we now have, looks like 4 riders have now retired. Kind of just watching Ocean here for just a little bit as he charges his way back up. Let's actually take a look at a lap time here. 152 was his best. Not too far off what he was running in Moto 1. Even with that E-Road, he is still on a charge. We'll take a look at our leaders here. 152 from Thunder, and that actually was his last lap.
Yeah, he's ripping.
Yeah, he is definitely flying. Almost running a 151 there. That lap wasn't so hot.
Gauge Visuals and 223 are going to be pretty pumped on this.
Yeah, most definitely coming out here winning Moto 2 of the round 1 with the MXL AM series. Definitely setting himself up for some title contention as the rounds continue. T Diddy and Worm still not letting each other go. T Diddy holding on to that number 2 spot as we speak. Worm launching down the hill. Oh, as we see, T Diddy did start to go to that middle line, so that outside line must be getting chewed out just enough that it's starting to cause them to start exploring this track a little more.
Yeah, I saw that, and
have to.
I think that middle line, after a certain amount of E-Road, definitely becomes faster as well.
I was going to say, it does seem like the E-Road is not as bad as we had on Monday night with the Pro Class. What are you kind of seeing? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would say turn it down. It looks really good, actually. I know after 250 Pro on, what was that, Monday night, a lot of people were kind of saying we needed to turn it down. I agree. I think it's good to have a balance, you know. I definitely want to see some good E-Road to make people's racecraft really come out, but also not to the point where you can't ride it. But with these new OEMs, I think it's something that everyone's kind of just figuring out at the same time.
Yeah, I do know with some of the new E-Road physics, it's going to take a little time for these series to really nail it down and have some great racing. Kind of just taking a look, it does look like MXB Toxic's doing some of our homework for us. is he's saying right now with a 2-4, is Strider would actually take the overall. Because he
I had a
actually
feeling.
he moves himself up into the number 3 spot.
Great ride by Strider.
So
And
you
that's
don't.
what I mean. These guys in these amateur series, they can come out here and compete for championships and not win a single moto. Just doing what Strider's doing here today over and over again throughout the series is a way to make it happen.
Most definitely.
Couldn't
Just
agree more.
riding strong, staying consistent. You don't always have to be the fastest guy on the track to take that championship.
Absolutely not. Ryan Dungey made a career off of it. And I'm not hating. I'm a Dungey fan.
Yeah. I mean, hey, there's a lot of greats that are household names that have pretty much ran like that their whole career. I mean, Marvin Musquin being the number 2 guy every single year. He's still one of the top riders in my eyes.
Couldn't agree more.
And it actually
However,
looks...
not one of the top interviewers.
no, yeah, he never able to get that accent under control. But
Fast, but do not give him the mic. Take it home with him.
it actually looks like Strider was able to catch up to T. Diddy here. Not only is he going to be going 2-3, he may actually go 2-2 on the night.
Yeah, he's ripping. The way he came through that roller section was just beautiful.
Yeah, you can tell he's really got a good flow going late in this moto.
I think sometimes you get that second wind coming down into the last 5 minutes when you really have a flow with the E-Road. You're switching up your lines. Oh my gosh. What
I
a
don't know
save.
how they didn't go down. Oh, and that's a white flag that we see. They both run into each other. Oh,
keep it up.
They both stayed up.
Shout out OEM Project.
Right, jumping
Racing
back.
has been awesome tonight. I think these new OEMs are great to watch. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, most definitely. Yeah, I couldn't agree more on that. These new bikes have made people think a little more instead of just staying wide open and slamming into people, which is, like you said, really. So we see Thunder having
As you said.
he's launch into the moon. Yeah, no, these bikes have definitely built some great racing, a little more technical riding, and really has kind of upped the racecraft a little bit. But
100%.
Watching Thunder here, really putting it together this Moto 2, about 12 seconds out front. A couple mistakes on this final lap, but I believe he's going to be able to take this one home, as long as it's not like we saw from the pro races where people were running out of fuel.
Right. These hills will definitely eat your gas tank.
And I got to say, too, credit to these guys, but credit to the pros. With as rough as that track was and as early as these bikes are, there's no doubt about it that some of these guys are out here racing on completely stock setups, if not just barely tweaked with. And there's maybe a handful of guys or so that are very comfortable with the setup at this point in the release.
And
So
as
it's
we
impressive.
have it, Thunder, the TH Visuals and 223 PR is going to take that number 1 spot. I'm actually wanting to jump over here. Strider and Worm battling it out towards the finish line. Strider is going to get across the line, but T. Diddy's actually going to take the overall there. Or into second place. Strider in third, Worm in fourth. Ocean's going to come across in fifth as he does reel in Tough. Or Stuff, or whatever his name is there. Diggs making his way up into 7th position. Mizal Gaiman on the DHFR and CBS. Going to be rounding out that 8th spot. Holmberg charges up to a 9th. Jalen coming across the line with the WTW and ABC Co. Looks like Holmberg did have some cuts. It looks like Jalen's actually going to move up to that 9 spot. Red, after charging hard all motos, going to move up into that number 11 spot. Beverage just behind him in 12th. Unfortunate night for Bev. Rico, the host that does the most, going to be in that 13th. Sui 14th, Sleepy 15th, Zoom Magoon that we saw leading that Moto 1 going to be in that 16th spot. Strider in 17th, Waffles, Bear, D-Bones, Shraps, and Shmooey going to be rounding out that top 22. Unfortunate night for some of the riders that were not able to finish the moto. Looking at King, Mags, Colton. Unfortunate night for you guys.
Yeah, and I just want to give a shout out to Red. I saw him go, from the back up to about 10th, and then all the way back, and then up to 11th again. Those are some stressful races, but great riding for everybody in this race. It was awesome to watch.
I got to give it a hand to Strider for the consistency tonight. He put together 2 great motos, and as far as I know, he's going to be our overall winner. Just an impressive night from him. And I got to say, I hope to see King back in the next coming weeks because he rode such a good moto the first time around, and unfortunate second moto here. But that's a rider who can really still make do with a good season here because this is round 1. We've got a lot of rounds left, a lot of racing, a lot of things can happen in these amateur series.
Yeah, I do believe, I was trying to take a look to see how many rounds we do actually have. I believe this is a 10-round series, so definitely plenty of time to make up some points and really put yourself up on the top box. Like I said, there is some prizes at the end of this series. $60 is going to go to that number 1 spot. Additionally to that, second place is going to be 30 and third is going to be 20. So there's going to be some interesting racing, especially as we get down towards the end of this season. Obviously, everybody's going to be want to run for that at $60.
I'll go a long ways on the shop, that's for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I don't know. They don't state if that's just shop money or if that is PayPal, but like you said, that buys an awful lot of tracks in this game.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can make do with that for sure. Anybody would be happy with a couple extra bucks.
I would definitely take $60 for playing a video game.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, it's great seeing series hold like incentives for the riders and the racers. MXL is doing a great job at it, and I think the turnout speaks for itself.
I just want to give another huge shout out to the OEM team as well. There's been a lot of conflicting things in the community, but after tonight, watching my first league race, commentating my first league race, those bikes definitely have improved the racing. There's no doubt about it. The races went smooth, the battles were clean, the collisions were soft. I really enjoyed that.
That was
a huge shout out to them because I know they put in a lot of work and they deserve a lot of hands.
And I know they have been getting a lot of flack recently, and I would say I have to agree. The bikes to me feel great. It's definitely going to be a learning curve for a lot of these riders. But as we can see, there are riders that are putting strong lap times down, and it's breeding some great racing for us.
Absolutely.
All right, and as we are kind of waiting for a few things, kind of waiting for results to get posted here, just kind of taking a look at chat. Looks like Thunder in there, maybe saying a 9-1 gave him second. That is possible. We're not quite sure yet. We'll have to see once these overall results get posted.
I would think that Ocean's 5-5 would put him there, but I'm not positive.
It is it's not Olympic scoring. It's going to be I don't even know what you really call it, point scoring system. So first place does pay out a lot more than like a fifth would.
Right. Okay.
So I guess we'll have to see once these results out. There ain't no way we're gonna come up with these in our head. Definitely stick around though. Anybody that's still here, if you're not, would love a follow. Trying to get affiliated on Twitch so I can just continue making these, continue providing as best coverage as I possibly can. Also to that, huge shout out to the guys over at the MXL team. Like I said, for giving us this opportunity to even be here and bring this coverage to everybody. without these series hosts, we wouldn't even be here. So big shout out to them. Just kind of poking over at chat. Looks like Red's in here. Ooh, Red said he's aiming for that red plate. I think you and about 35 other people are. Ocean's gonna. Ocean, is that Gator Man? Yes, sir, it is.
Yeah, dude, that's me, man. Good riding tonight, Ocean.
Say great
too,
ride.
Red. It is only the first round. I think being inside that top 10 is a great way to start a series.
Absolutely.
All right, it does look like we may have results up. Just taking a look. Looks like Strider is going to be our overall winner. That 2-3 or 2-2 was enough to take that win. Thunder actually going to be in second place with that MXL team. And actually, quite shockingly here, Ocean is going to be our number 3 spot. That 5-5
Nice.
was able to hold out strong enough to move him into that podium. Holmberg missing it just by 1 spot into that 4th. T. Diddy, strong Moto 2, but must have had an unfortunate Moto 1 result. Worm King still going to finish 7th overall, even though he completely missed that Moto 2. Stoff going to be in 8th. Red in 9th. And 10th is going to be Mazal Gaming. Like I said, bunch of big names in this race. Unfortunately, Jalen back in 16th, Bev in 17th. Zumagoon, like I said, early Moto 1 leader, fell all the way back and is going to finish 13th overall. Strider, Thunder, Ocean, if you guys are around, would definitely welcome you guys to come up onto the podium. We'll see. Let's see what I can get you guys over here.
Yeah, great Moto 2, Thunder, and awesome racing Strider. Way to get the overall.
All right, let me see if I can shoot this over to you guys.
Just here, like we said before the race, and the variety of Kellers on the track. The top 10 here goes KTM, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Gas, KTM, Kawasaki, Husqvarna, Husqvarna. So obviously it's a little Kawasaki flavored, but it's a mix up of bikes that we've never seen before.
I love it.
That is awesome to see. Like I said, it's really great to see a good mix of some new bikes in the mix. Obviously, when it's just an all KTM top 10, it does get a little old at times. So it really is cool to see some different bike manufacturers getting some love.
Absolutely.
Like I said, if you are one of those top 3 riders, Rico did post the Discord link into the general chat. Make sure you check that out. Jump on over to the podium, and I'll drag you on in, and we'll get a podium speech from you. Looks like we may have... There's Ocean. Let's drag Ocean in here first since he was our 3rd position. Ocean, how we doing, brother? Congratulations on the 3rd position. Hey, it was a great race watching you guys. Some hard charges from you, and we saw you back there in 20th, 15th each moto.
Every moto, we definitely need to work on those starts.
Yeah, I mean, how did that look? I mean, were you just getting bad starts, or you getting taken out in turn 1s?
Well, just freaking horrible starts. I'd get good jumps, but then just mayhem.
Well, I definitely need to get that little extra wheel on him to stay away from some of that dangerous carnage. Yeah. I know this track is definitely prone to have that turn 1 pile up with that quick S turn.
I don't know if maybe it's because I was starting in 3rd. I don't know how to start on these bikes, so I was messing around with starts all night. So
fair enough. Yeah, no, awesome. That
technique.
But
Ocean, I talked a lot about consistency tonight, and you went 5-5 to finish third. In the middle of your racing, did you know who was around you to know that you were potentially running a really good moto, if that makes sense?
Uh, First moto, I wouldn't say so because me and Holmberg were just trailing each other. But second moto, I was definitely looking around, trying to see where everybody was to see if I could like see if I maybe got on the podium or not. But yeah,
Yeah, we talked about that a lot tonight, and that's going to be the key to this whole series, I think, is just these consistent motos. So keep it up, man.
thank you. Thank you.
yeah, awesome, man. Yeah, and kind of last but not least, anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank a Cloud Suspension for helping me in the E-Road, SLD for the graphics kits, and yeah, I think that's about it.
Awesome, man. Yeah, sounds good. Once again, congratulations on that top 3. We hope to see you back here as we kind of move forward through the rest of these rounds, and then hopefully to see you up into that pro class here soon.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
Great race in Ocean. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Later, man.
See you, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. Great to hear from him. Next up, we do have Thunder, I believe. Let's bring him on down.
Yo.
How we doing, sir?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Good to hear. Good to hear. It looks like a P2. I'm just trying
Yes,
to
sir.
look back. I mean, take me through. How was your Moto 1, Moto 2? I think Moto 1 didn't go as planned, right?
Moto 1, I got 9th, I believe, overall. And I got shammed off the start. I think I was like 20th, 25th, and just ran my way through it. And then Moto 2, I have a video I need to show you guys. Hold on. Just for y'all are going to believe this when you see it. I don't know if y'all can see my screen.
Oh, 1 second.
Let me see if hold on a sec. I may be actually able to share this to you.
I've got you up.
All right, go for it.
Good. The clip of the century right here.
Clip of the century.
So I was in 4th.
What?
casual flare off of the downhill.
That is crazy.
Honestly, I did not think that I was gonna.
Yeah, most definitely. We had some conversations around just being able to make it through that first 1, 2, 3 laps. If you can get through that, yeah. No, and I mean you definitely proved it. There was some big battling going on back there. I think that was T Diddy, Worm, and yourself. Yeah, that was some good racing there as well. I kind of the question of I would say the month, honestly, is these new OEMs. How have you been kind of taking on these new bikes? You liking them? You not liking them?
So I'm mainly a 450 rider. I always was for Beta 18. These ones I hopped on. I was like, nah, there's no way. So I switched back. Of course, I did B main for the Monday's race for MXL. I did somewhat decent. I think like 3 and 5.
Okay.
Or 5 and 3, but did that and then hey, screw it. I just sent it in this and worked out.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds good, man. And then last question, anybody you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank Rico, obviously, for hosting the series, and I just actually joined up with them on their team as of like yesterday, so hell yeah.
Awesome.
CDS.
Awesome. Thanks, man. We, like I said, definitely look forward to seeing you guys kind of continue on through these series, and I hope to see you up here on the podium again.
Way to ride, Thunder. That was a sweet second moto.
Hell yeah, dude. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
All right. And let's go ahead and bring up our number 1 position. It's going to be Strider once again on that MXL team. Let's bring him on in here.
There
Strider, good sir. How are we doing tonight? Good to hear, brother. Good to hear. Obviously, the man that stayed the most consistent throughout the whole night. Some big change ups after that Moto 1. Any thoughts kind of going around about basically the top 3 riders being outside the top 10 in that Moto 2? Right. I was gonna say, were you aware that you were sitting in an overall position?
Not to cut you off real quick, but chat is saying that they can barely hear.
I'm bumping up audio. Is that any better? Trying to see. No, yeah. So like I said, yeah, I mean, sitting up in that overall position, I mean, like I said, you didn't even win a moto, but just staying that consistent was able to take it in. Who would you like to thank for this moto win, or overall win, I should say? Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, man. Like I said, once again, can't wait to continue these rounds. Look forward to seeing you guys racing here, some more action, and hope to see you up here on the box again. Yeah.
Nice ride, Strider.
All right. Well, there we have it. Podiums have gone on. I'm going to jump back over here into the sports booth in just a second here as we're starting to round things out. Seawalk. Any final thoughts on tonight?
Not at all. Just want to shout out MXL for doing what they're doing. I think they're doing a great job at it.
And clean racing. I mean, it was great to watch, and it's awesome to see when people are racing with sense and not just running into the sides of each other all the time. But yeah, shout out to the guys, Ocean, Strider, and Thunder. And yeah, it was a great night.
Now they're saying you're loud. Seymour, any kind of final thoughts? Go piggyback off Seawalk there.
Exactly what he said to a T. Congrats to those guys, and just again another hand to the OEM team. To see this amount of colors in a race is amazing. To see only 2 KTM's in the top 10 is foreign, and I think it's pretty well known that these bikes are good. I'm very impressed. So just again, a hand to those guys and a thank you to them for all the hard work.
Yeah,
and of course to our streamer special.
No, thank you guys. I mean, obviously, once again, I wouldn't be here, wouldn't be able to do this if it weren't for obviously the MXL team for hosting this, for you guys joining me in the booth. Obviously, everybody at home watching, just hanging out on a Wednesday night at 11 o'clock at night, watching MX bikes. Like I said, thank you all. Just kind of final wrapping up thoughts here. Once again, that MXL team, thanks again. Obviously, they do have some sponsors here. I'm just trying to grab those so I'm speaking on it correctly. Vital MX, MX Bikes, obviously my MXB, AS. Anybody else that's helping out with this, I believe Cloud Suspension is also going to be one of those. THV. Thanks to everybody for giving up those products. Like I said, the podium guys are actually going to get bikes, gear set, and a new setup for the new OEM bikes. So again, thanks again for everything that those sponsors do. Thanks again for everybody listening, and definitely look forward to, we'll be streaming, I believe SIRL on Sunday night's going to be next. So we'll see you guys all there.